if you have watched my first video where I showed you how to set up chart of account and also how to set up a new company, then I explained all these menus. I said 5 menus used for setting up a new company, edit menu is used for setting up, for editing anything or for finding any transaction in Sage 50. That's when you use edit menu. Then list menu, it helps you to view all those things that you have set up, that is list of your customers, vendors and every other information. While maintain menu is specifically used for setting up your vendors, your customers, your chart of accounts, then every other thing. Make use of what? Maintain menu. So now we're going to set up our, our customers. So to set up a new customer, you click on maintain menu, you select customer search / prospect, then you enter the customer ID. Now the customer ID in Sage 50 can be the initial. It can be the initial name of your customer. Your customer ID is actually a number that you use to what? Identify that customer. That's what customer ID is used for. So whenever you are setting up a new customer, you need to assign your customer an ID. The ID helps you in identifying that customer. So that's what it means. It helps you to identify that particular customer. So what I normally do is that I use the initials name of my customer in setting up my customer ID. So for example, let's move to our case study. So in the case study, this is the customer I want to set up, David Lube, and the customer type is desktop customer. Now what I mean by the customer type, the customer type is how I classify my customers. Customer type is how you classify your customer based on what they buy from your organization. So that's what it means. So it is actually optional. Do you understand? What is necessary is the name, the address and phone number, so that we can be able to reach out to this customer. So what company does in setting up their customer, they will capture the name, address and phone number. So if you have the address information of your customer, you take it down and create a customer profile in Sage 50. But if you don't have that information, you only know the customer, you have his phone number, you can call him, it's fine. You don't need to start asking your customer, where are you living and where do you reside. So it's abnormal for some people. They will feel, why are you asking me? So what is necessary is that what company uses is the name. Then if you have the address information of that customer, you can type it in your system. Maybe when you want to ship an item to that customer company, be able to do that if you have created a profile for that customer. So what is necessary is the name, then the address if you have the information, then phone number or email address if you have any of these three. You type it and creating this customer profile. So since I want to set up David Lube as my customer, I'm going to use the initial of this customer, David Lube. So I will use DL as my customer ID. David. Okay, I already have David here. I'll use DLL and I'll click OK. So the name, this is how you set up a customer in Sage 50. David Lube. Are you seeing the account number? The account number is talking about the account number of your customer. If you have your customer account number, you can type it here, but it's not necessary. It's optional. It's not necessary. You don't need to start asking your customer, please, can you give me your account number? Let me type it here. So you don't do that here. Then the billing address is the customer, is the location where this customer is residing. That's what billing address means. So you can, let's say this customer reside in Alakpere, K2, okay, Lagos. Then the city, you type Lagos. The country, Nigeria. Then any other thing, all these things are optional. The sales tax, This is not the way we are going to set up sales tax for our customers. We don't need to start. If you are setting up sales tax for only this customer, it means that you are creating, you are assigning sales tax for any transaction. If you open this customer, for example, you want to create an invoice. Once you just select that customer, the sales tax that you have assigned for this customer will appear. That's what it means. So it's not, I don't advise people to set up sales tax for any customer they are creating. The time when we are going to set up sales tax is when we want to post transaction. That's when I'll show you how to set up sales tax. Then the customer type, like I said, is how you classify your customers based on what they buy. So in the case study is desktop. So if your customer buys different things from your company, you might decide not to enter anything in the customer type. Customer type is talking about how you classify your customers based on what they buy from your company. So it's optional for you to start. It's actually optional. You don't need to start typing desktop, customer, this and that. It's optional. And the phone number, if you have the phone number of your customer, you type it. Then the telephone number, this is the work phone number of your customer. That's what it means. So if you have that information, you type it. And the email address, if you have the email address of your customer, you type it. Then the website, you type it. If you have the website, if the customer have any website, you can type it there. All these things are optional, like I said. And let's move to contacts rather. So this contact tab, this is where you set up the information of your contacts for this customer. The job title, this way, the gender, is he a male or female, you select it. So then the history is talking about if this customer if you have done any transaction with this customer, you'll be able to see all the transactions you have done with this customer to display here. So since we are setting up a new customer, we have not done any transaction with this customer, we have not posted any transaction. Then sales tax, then sales tax so we are not meant to enter anything here. Sales tax, you see the sales representative is a person responsible for selling to this customer. That's what sales rep is. So we are not going to do anything here. Payment and credit is talking about the payment. You see the card holder name. If your customer have a credit card, you can type it here, but all these things are optional, like I said. So we click on save to save it. When you click on save, it will save it, but when you select save and new, it will save it and start a new one afresh. So we're going to use save and new. So let's set up the next customer. Let's check our case study. The next customer is Johnson Jeffrey, and the customer type is desktop customer. So I'll type JJ. I'll click OK. Then the name Johnson Jeffrey. So what I want to do now, I just want to add only the address. Number 6 Dan Dada Street, Ikeja. Then the phone number, this is what I want to do. Then what type of customer is this? A desktop customer. I'll select desktop customer, and I'll click on save to save it. When I selected save, the first one I use save and new, but when you click on save, it will save this record, but it will not clear it. Once I select save and new, it will save it and start a new one afresh. It will clear all these things for me, so I can enter the next customer. So let's just set up the last customer, Daniel Rex. Okay. DR, like I said, use the initial letter of the customer, DR, which is what I'm doing now. I'll type in the address, USD Allen then what type of customer is this? Desktop customer. Phone number, I'll type phone number of this customer. It's actually optional, like I said. So I'll click save and new. So without wasting much time, let's set up the next customer, Jack James. J, if you look at it, Jack James, I can use J, you know, where we have Johnson Jeffrey, so I can use JJK. So you'll be the one to determine the customer ID you want to use for your customer. So, but what I do, I use the initial letter of or the name of this customer. That's what I do. Alapere Ikorodu, Lagos. Phone number, type any phone number here, or if you have that information of your customers, if you are working in any organization, you can type in the phone number of that customer. It's just you providing more information about your customers. Since you are creating their profile in Sage 50, you're actually providing information about your customer. So I'll click on save and new. So this is how you set up a new customer using Sage 50. So I want you to give my video a like and also comment